Greetings, dear, magnificent, beautiful soul. There's nothing wrong with you, you know that. Nothing wrong with anybody. It's just ignorance, not knowing who we are. Confusion, chaos, depression, hope, hopelessness, blah, blah, trauma. Now, my topic is having the topmost of what's possible. Having the topmost of what's possible. Got to choose that. Now people think, oh, that means the topmost of, gold and diamonds and big cars and machines and big huge buildings and stuff and blah 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 blah. No. That's not what prosperity is. Prosperity is simply knowing who you are and going forth with enthusiasm to do what it is that your heart's desire. See, the people are always thinking they don't have it, but they're not doing anything in that direction at all. They think it's going to fall out of the sky all of a sudden. Consciousness is a quality of the soul. And according to the Vedas, which I like, because being a spiritual researcher, I've researched many, many, many different paths. And of course, I got in metaphysics, and I loved that because that really was giving me a philosophy. And then that was a wonderful, foundation. But then there were other, because I'm inquisitive. I'm a spiritual sleuth. I'm looking for always what is the topmost that's possible to any living entity. That's for me, you see. And then that means to find out what is that, and you'll know that as it resonates within your heart, being within you, as you, that residing in this area, using the mind, and the brain and that such. But what happens is you have to overcome your commitment and agreement to suffer. I know it's big. You wouldn't believe how people fight to protect their misery and their suffering, and to put that on others as well, and calling that human and calling it natural, as if it's in nature. All in this realm is influenced and manifesting through you and me, but it's actually because in this physical body, it also is prone to many other influences, electronic and such, many different chemicals and all that can influence consciousness. Consciousness includes knowledge or information. Now, real knowledge is contained within us as wisdom. That's who you are. But information to inform you, to get you to line up inside, to agree with a learned information, learned knowledge, not perceivable knowledge, not that you know naturally, not the wisdom of the divine, but what you have been told and taught is true, and then proven, not really proven, but told to us in books and magazines and media and all of this, education, religion, all of that everything, that the lies become so popular that after a while it's thought of as truth, and don't you dare challenge that, because we all know it's true. You can count on anything everybody knows is true is false, because very few people really know who they are and trust your inner. Now, how we do that, if you really want the topmost possible to any being, any living entity, to you, to what we are, we have to look to our source. So if it's like a piece of fabric and you're going to cut out something, say we cut out, a character or something, that say like this sweater is a fabric, and it's also in a form called clothing. It's the same and different, you see. It's like milk and yogurt are the same because they come from milk, but they're also different. That's the value of distinctions. So how to have the topmost possible to any living entity, you have to know what your fabric is. What are you made from? And you have to use your observation. Not what somebody tells you. Is that you can tell us all what we are, blah, 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 and what we should have and what we should do and all that. But it gets more complicated, more far out, more, there's a lot of, it's unbelievable. In fact, it's all a bunch of beliefs. And you don't need beliefs at all. Beliefs are fantasy. Beliefs are concepts that you've been given, like a program, like a suggestion or a command or a declaration or whatever. Well, this is it. Ta-da! And you better believe it or you're big trouble, It's like, it's all the threats and scare you. Scarcity, and that's the first rule in economics. Scarcity, not enough. You're losing it. It's setting everybody up as they're not good enough. There isn't enough. You have to keep wanting more, which keeps the machine going and the artificial overlay reality manifesting, you see, because that's how we function. So you want to know as much as you can about who you are, and not believing any of it, but what is true resonates, and you actualize that because it's already known. What you want to do is manifest the truth that always is, and it applies to everyone, you see. And yet each one of us is choosing by our choices in every aspect of our being, who and what we honor. The mind that can be programmed, or yourself. You see? Life, you, or death working against you. You have to stop working against yourself and others. And they say, well, what if nobody else does it? Hey, there's their choice. You see? So, find out and choose. My book, Dare to Be Great. And it also was Every Saint Has a Past, Every Sinner a Future. I in there share about all different steps that I took and of the different things that work. And it all comes down to you and your consciousness. Consciousness, knowledge, and action. People act on the information they believe is true and real and valid. You see. What you really want to know, what's the ultimate absolute truth of who you are. And you are absolute truth. You're part of that. You are real. You are eternity. You are divine. Yes.